Okay, I'm going to work one of these nutrition label problems. Even though I gave you the steps to do, I'm still going to work one out for you. All right, so I'm going to do my favorite one, the barbecue chicken. Right, so the directions, so these are from the little slip of paper I gave you. It says, number one, we have to calculate the heat absorbed by the water using Q equals mc delta T. Mass is the mass of water in grams. C is the heat capacity. Delta T is the change in temperature, which is final minus initial. Solve for Q. All right, so we're going to do that first. We need the mass of water in grams. So if we look over at our chart, it gives us the mass of water in kilograms, which is 2, but we need it in grams. So we need to move our decimal 3 times to the left, which gives us 2,000 grams. And then the next is C, the specific heat for water. This is something, if you've done any of the other worksheets, you should know off the top of your head because you've had to use it so much already. 4.184. And then our change in temperature, it said final minus initial, so you need to do 35.1 minus 23.5, and that gives us 11.6. So now we plug that into our calculators, and we get 97068.8 joules. So solve for Q, your units will be in joules. Okay, that's what we just did. You need to convert them to kcals. So there are 4,184 joules in 1 kilocal. So that means we need to take this number and divide it by 4,184. And that will give us 23.2 kcals. And all of this right now, what I've just done, is just for water. Okay? It doesn't have anything to do with the calorimeter or the chicken. Right now it's just for water. So now our second step. Calculate the heat absorbed by the calorimeter using the same formula, Q equals mc delta T. M is the mass of the calorimeter. All right, so we're going to do all this again, but this time instead of doing it for water, we're going to do it for the calorimeter. So the actual device that the barbecue chicken's in. All right, so Q equals mass of the calorimeter, 0.350, and it doesn't tell us to change it to grams. I'll explain that in just a second. So mass is 0.350. And then C is the specific heat of the calorimeter. So this value here, if you look at the units, kcal per kilogram degrees Celsius. So units is in kilogram. So that means the mass of our calorimeter above it needs to also be in kilograms. When we did water, this 4.184, our units were joules per gram degrees Celsius. So we had to change this mass to grams. For our specific heat, in this one it's in kilograms, so we're leaving the mass in kilograms for the calorimeter. All right, so our specific heat is 0.22. The change in temperature for the water is going to be the exact same change in temperature for the calorimeter, so we can use this 11.6 again. All right, so you plug this into your calculator and you get 0.8932 kilocalories for the calorimeter. All right, so now step 3, put the two answers together. So our Q for water plus the Q for calorimeter gives us our total kilocalories. So we need to add 23.2 and 0.8932. Some more room. We add those two values, you get 24.09 total kilocalories. So this tells us how many kilocalories we have in our test sample. it doesn't tell us how many kilocalories we have in a serving. So that's what step 4 has us do. Convert kcals per gram to kcals per serving. Multiply the serving size grams by your answer from number 3. So this 24.09 is our answer from number 3. And then divide it by the mass of the test sample. So we're going to have to take our serving size, 133 grams, and we're going to have to multiply by our 24.09 kcalories. So we get 3,204.4. And then it said to divide it by the mass of the test sample. If you look, mass of test sample is 10 grams. And I'll give you a hint. The test sample on every single one of these is 10. So we'll always divide this by 10. And we get 320.44 kcals. So now this answer actually goes in here, in this chart. So right, so now you're going to do the same thing on 2 through 10. You'll go through these exact same steps. Your temperatures will change every time. And some of your masses, your mass of water, your mass of the calorimeter will change a little bit each time. But you're going to use the exact same steps. Once you do that for all of these, then you can go back to the back side of the very first page, and you can answer those questions.